Hey y'all, it's September now, and to me that means spooky season has officially started. Um, so I'm gonna do a little unhaul and then have you help me pick out a book or a few books to read this month. Um, I'm really struggling to decide, so we'll have to figure something out. But this stack of books needs to go. I do get rid of books every month, just because I don't actually have a lot of bookshelf space, and the little space I do have, I like to keep it like certain color scheme. So yeah, we'll just see what we can do. So the first one is a writer's reference. I read this for a class, don't need it anymore, will never pick it up again. And then I have Monstress, which I might keep just because I want to know what happens next, and I'm not gonna buy the next book for a while, so I should just hold on to this one so I can reread it when I buy the next one. But it's kind of in bad condition because it got all messed up on my shelf. So whoopsie. I'll keep that a little bit longer. Never by Jessa Hastings. It was such a beautiful looking book, but it was so annoying to read. It's just the back and forth aspect was just not right for me. I just needed her to make a decision and go for it, and it did not happen. So getting rid of that. I'll probably put it in a little free library. That one's gonna go to a little free library, so we'll make a pile for that. Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think I'm actually gonna keep this too, because I want to read the rest of the series, and I don't want to unhaul a book until I've finished the series. So that's true of Map of the Otherlands as well. I'm just gonna hold on to both of those. Unicorns of Balinor. I did this just for my childhood reads video, and I want to hold on to it, but I think I'm just gonna buy the whole set later. So I don't know if I need to hold on to the first book if I'm just gonna buy the whole set. So I think that can go in the little free library. Blue Fairy book. Lots of situations of darkness and discomfort. I'm gonna keep this for the kids, see if they want to read it as they get older, but I'm doubting they'll pick it up. And if they do, I'm doubting they're going to be that interested in it, just because it is like the old school fairy tales with like lots of dark themes. So that one I'll put in a separate pile for the kids who never read, but yeah. A Sorceress Comes to Call. This was a good book. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 4 stars. I don't need to keep the copy. I don't remember if there was a second book or not, but I have no feelings towards reading more. I did annotate this book though, so I don't know if I want to put it in a little free library or just, I don't know. Do I hold on to it? Do I get rid of it? Do I toss it in the trash? Do I put it in a little free library? I don't know. I'm just gonna decide later, but I'll put it in a little free library pile for now and then decide later. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I did really enjoy this. Another 4-star read for me. I did not annotate this one. so it can go in the little free library. It is not part of a series. I don't feel a particular need to hold on to it, so that one's going to little free library. And here's another one I annotated, Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. Another great read, actually. These annotations are all spots where she said something that really stuck out to me and like I want to like keep knowledge of. So I'm gonna hold on to this book. I don't know where I'm gonna keep it. I don't want to put it on my bookshelves, but I want to reference it in the future or just look back on it. I'm probably gonna unhaul it like 2 months from now, maybe a year from now. I don't know. That's a big time frame, but it is going to be unhauled at some point. It's just not right now. So yeah, that's my books that gotta go or are sticking around. And now we have my potential TBR. Okay, we've got all the books that I own that I need to read at some point. I'm thinking I want to pick semi-spooky reads because it's not October yet, but it is like spooky season. I've got my bats up already and the dark lipstick and everything. So maybe not like thrillers or anything like that, but something just like to ease into the mood. So Not the Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Full Moon by Jim Butcher might be a good one, actually. I'm gonna set that. This is the second book of the Dresden Files. I read the first book last year. It was okay. I heard it gets better in like book 3, so I'm not super looking forward to Full Moon, but at some point I will get through it and then read book 3. Influence by Robert P. Cialdini. I think I'm gonna hold off a little bit longer on this one. It is a nonfiction. I'm just not in the mood. Ooh, The Agony and the Ecstasy by Irving Stone. It is a biographical novel of Michelangelo. I read this in high school. I do want to reread it. I was gonna reread it for a video. It's just so thick. And I tried listening to the audiobook and it was like the slowest reader ever. I didn't even realize I was on 1.25 speed because it was so slow. I think I'm gonna save this for like maybe January. Yeah. Well, here's another good one, Botanical Daughter, or A Botanical Daughter. So this one is kind of like a Frankenstein plant girl. It is an unusual thing to live in a botanical garden, but Simon and Gregor are an unusual pair of gentlemen. Hidden away from the disapproving tattle of Victorian London, they are free to follow their own interests without interference. For Simon, this means working on his taxidermical art. Gregor's business is exotic plants, lucrative but harmless enough, until his latest acquisition, a strange fungus, which shows signs of intellect beyond any plant he's seen, inspires him to attempt a masterwork, true intelligent life from plant matter. That just sounds like a little more spooky than I'm looking for, but I'm gonna put it in my TBR pile anyway because I'm really excited about it. Ella Enchanted, another kids book that I'm supposed to read for my video. I'll read it around the same time as The Agony and the Ecstasy, so I'll put that on my shelf. The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love. I think I'm going to save this for February. It's another romance book, and it's supposed to be kind of similar to Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, but I'm excited to read it. It's just not the season for it. I'm definitely a mood reader. Oh, The Perils of Lady Catherine de Bourgh. I'm actually really excited about this, but this is the third book in the series, so I'm gonna set it aside and try and find the first book. So that's not gonna happen right now. But if I find the first book, I'll read it this month or next month. Homemaking a Novel by Lee Matalone. It's about a war child, the result of a brief affair between a young Japanese woman and a French soldier. That's what drew me in, was just the mixed race thing. I picked this up in a little free library. I don't know much about it, but I think I'm gonna wait to read it because it's just not spooky season enough. Beastly Beauty. I feel like this is a winter book because it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I feel like Beauty and the Beast is a very like winter theme. I don't know if it actually is, but it just, the movie to me was like always a winter movie, so the book I'm just gonna save until winter. Late Bloomer, another romance, another February read. Set that aside. Homicided Hollow Hollow, I can actually read now, I think. I think this is book 2 in the series, in the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mysteries. I read book 1 this month, and it was pretty cute. I listened to it on audiobook actually, and I think I prefer the audiobook to the actual like physical copy because they have like the accents and everything, and it just made me feel at home, like growing up with my family. But I will try reading this maybe this month. It's like a murder mystery, so that's kind of semi-spooky. Caraval. I guess I could read this. I have no idea what it's actually about. It's only a game. I read Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I mentioned earlier. So Once Upon a Broken Heart happens after Caraval, and I didn't know that, so I had to pick this up, and I'm hoping to read through the trilogy. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I enjoyed Once Upon a Broken Heart enough that I think I will enjoy this series, even though it's kind of outside my comfort zone. But yeah, I'll put that on the TBR for this month. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. Actually really looking forward to this and want to read it right now, but I'm going to hold off until maybe November, December, because it is not spooky, I don't think. But I'm really excited about this one. And then we have A Study in Drowning. There's no blurb, nothing about it. I thought it was going to be a copy that had like the pretty cover. It did not, obviously. So I picked it up because of the pretty cover that I saw online, and I ordered it online, and then it didn't have the pretty cover. So now I'm just disappointed. But I think I will add that to this month's TBR, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to get through all 5 books. I could probably call this September and October TBR, because I probably read about a book a week, and then I'm still going to get the Jane Austen one, so that would be 6 books, and yeah, about a book a week or less. so that should be good for the next 2 months. Questions about any of the books that I mentioned, please leave them in the comments, and I'll probably do some videos talking more in depth about some of the books. This is just kind of a wrap up and like deciding video, so yeah. I now have to go pick up my daughter from kindergarten, or not kindergarten, from first grade, so she can go to the dentist. And yeah, I'm gonna be late, so. Okay, I'm back from the dentist. So update on what I've been reading. I finished Arsenic and Adobo. That was really good. 4 stars, I mentioned that earlier. And then I have been struggling to get through Ruthless Vows. And it's not that it's a bad book, it's just, it's not what it builds up to be expected. Like, the first book, heavy on the romance, love it, ate it up. Second book, romance is where? And as far as I've heard from other YouTubers, it doesn't actually get better from here, so I'm 50% through, and I don't know what I'm really hoping for. I'm nervous about what's gonna happen to Roman, and yeah, it's just, I would have liked it better if I had expected it to be this way, but I didn't know it going in, so it's just kind of giving me pause. I'm also rereading / listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I don't usually like to reread books, especially listening to them, but I'm actually having a good time with this one. I'm like 20% through already, and I just started it yesterday, so it's going well. I am reading it on my Kindle, which got a new skin and pop socket thingy. Phone grip, I guess is what it's called. The skin is not really on nicely, but I really like all the bunnies and the phone grip, the stars and the hearts. It's just super cute. It's not very booktuber of me to have this type of Kindle, because everyone else seems to have like a bunch of little stickers that show their personalities a bit more, but I think this one suits me. So I've been watching Sailor Moon with my kids, and I'm super excited about it because they're finally old enough that they can sit through it. My daughter is almost 7 and my son is almost 5. And I haven't watched, I think, Eternals and Stars, or Stars. Anyway, I haven't watched the last season, or the last series. Yeah, I haven't watched the last series. I'm not sure ever. I possibly watched it. No. Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched the Star series, so I'm really looking forward to that. We're going through Crystal first, which I'm not sure I like Crystal that much. It's supposed to be more like the manga than like the 90s version of Sailor Moon, so that it's 2 different versions of the same plot. There was the 90s one that has like all the filler episodes and like just little tidbits of information about the characters that you don't normally get in a manga. Whereas because Crystal is more close to the manga, it just doesn't have any of that filler. And I honestly miss it. And the music and everything, it's just, I would rather watch the 90s version, to be honest. Yeah, but maybe that's just me being a 90s kid. At least the rest of the series will be, or the rest of the series will be the 90s / early 2000s versions. I'm gonna do a little update on my Milanote as well, so let's get over to that. I also read Check and Mate, forgot about it. It's not that it was a bad book. It was actually really good. I can't remember most of it anymore, even though I just finished it like 3 days ago. It was cute. They were a little young for me. I think the main character was 18, which isn't like too young. Like, she's still legal. It's just younger than I prefer. Okay, so this is last month's mood board. I did that. Okay. I got a haircut. I dyed my hair. I took the kids to Taekwondo. School started for the kids and finished for me. And I started a little bit on autumn and went to a couple of kids' parties and took Addie to a new gymnastics studio. And then went to Trader Joe's a couple times. The one thing I didn't do was get 50 YouTube subs because I didn't post enough. It was just too busy with the last couple weeks of summer vacation. So did not do that. So hopefully this month I will get better results there. So let's do September, and we'll just go ahead and delete all of this. Okay, for this month, I wanted to add some of my TBR in here, and it's different than what I said, but I think I actually do want to do it this way. I do want to read Caravel still, and Full Moon, and Botanical Daughter, but I need to listen to Hunger Pangs and find Mexican Gothic, so hopefully I'll be able to get all of those read. And then I'll be volunteering at my daughter's school, taking her to gymnastics and piano. I have to take the kids to Taekwondo, and I have to go to Taekwondo myself this month. They're doing a new mom's class. I've done Taekwondo before, but that was with the all ages class, so I was trying to keep up with all the teenagers, and it was really hard. So the mom's class hopefully will be more my speed. And then I want to get back into writing. I have a book that I'm working on that I put off the entire summer, so hopefully I just want to get back into that. I'm not going to be taking any classes this fall, I don't think, just because financially it doesn't make sense right now. But hopefully in the spring I'll pick that back up. And then last of all, I need to be budgeting. We've got to save for Christmas, we've got birthdays coming up, got to throw parties, and it's just so much to spend on that I need to start budgeting now so that I can afford it later. So let's start with Caravel. Oh, this is fun. I think this is fan art, so I'm just gonna pop that on here. Hunger Pangs. Can't type for the life of me. Okay, that's just food. Hunger Pangs book. Just do this one then. We'll make it small. And we'll just grab the cover, pop it in here, cover that up. Ooh, I think I like this one. I don't know that it's exactly related to the book, but it looks like it might be, so we'll just go with that. And then botanical dog. Ooh, this is spooky. Let's pop that in. Spooky town. Okay. Yeah, so September, it's not Halloween yet, so I don't want to like put Halloweeny stuff up. Volunteering. School volunteering. Oh, these are kind of sad. Let's do this one. We're just putting it on here temporarily. Piano lessons. Aesthetic. Gorgeous. Let's do this one. Well, actually, this one's kind of spooky looking. And then gymnastics. I think Addie can do this move. Sweet. I cannot do this, but it looks cool. This is a fun one. Oh gosh. This one, this is me, right? Whoa. Put it there, and then budgeting. I'm using the word aesthetic because I feel like if I just put budgeting in, it's just gonna give me like a bunch of articles about budgeting and not a picture that I want to use, which is still the case for the most part, but I will go ahead and use this one. That looks pretty. So that's my monthly vibes board. It's kind of spooky, kind of cute. Just, I've got like a lot of physical activities going on, but also reading. Yeah. Hopefully I actually get everything done. I should add here that I want to get to 75 subscribers is my goal this month, which is a big goal, but it's good to have big goals. I didn't meet my goal last month, but I am hoping with videos like this one, people will be interested. Yeah. Cube aesthetic. So let's pop this in here. And there we go. Not the best mood board, but it keeps me, you know, on track, and I might change it throughout the month depending, but this is it for now. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Guess that's all for today's video. It was kind of a lot. I just wanted to get all of the August wrapped up and September started as soon as possible, and then hopefully get into some more interesting videos after this, hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyway, thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next one.